Hello everyone, nice to see you again, and especially in a week's time. I don't know how, but last video charged me with so much energy, and I want to say thank you for all the wonderful comments. It's so pleasant. I read your name and I know who you are. It's not a stranger, but already a friend writing me again and again. And I really appreciate that. Thank you. I would say very productive this week. I've made a plan what I want to talk about today, and we will talk about the yarn that I've dyed, the socks I started knitting for my father-in-law, my Robin Berry sweater that I finished, about I can't film, it just dropping down. Okay, it will be like this, so I will bend, and I will show you how to knit the white raglan line, and I will also talk about Junko Okamoto's Acorn sweater, how I knitted it. So because I got a question about the increases on the shoulders, so I will show you. It's a very easy technique. And what else? And that's it. And about one pattern that I came across and tried out knitting, I filmed a little video, and maybe something else, I don't know. Okay, let's get started. You saw me complaining about 3 balls of yarn that I had, the dullest possible colors, and I wanted to dye them. I did that. The first attempt wasn't very successful because I was very careful with the dyes and didn't put quite the right amount. I just put too little. And now I include a video here of what I've got, and then we will meet again. This was my first skein. It was red, remember? And I was very careful with the colors. I didn't put much color. So I put red, fuchsia, hot fuchsia or hot pink. I put some blues and I put some orange and violet, but it definitely was too little. On the camera it looks bright, but in fact it looks like a piece of meat soaked in water for 10 hours. So what I will do now, I will put it back in water, soak it, and re-dye it using hot fuchsia, hot pink, to make it look more vibrant, just like here. Then the khaki ball that I had was the second one, and you can see how much brighter it is. I have emerald green. I don't have that many colors, in fact. And then I decided to put some red and violet, but on khaki it just, you have to put a lot, and I was still a bit careful with the colors. Here I put a lot of orange, so it's a bit more bright. Okay, and the last skein, the dull orange one, is this. So here I added hot pink, deep red, and yellow, and orange, and maybe some blue. I don't know, but it looks very nice. And this cane doesn't look that bright on the camera. It's on the opposite, on the contrary. It's super bright. It's very nice. And here it looks not as it is in reality. So I will wind into balls, and I will use this at once because I want to knit socks for my brother-in-law. And this is going back to the dyeing pot. As you can see, the colors turned out really nice. Now I have it in the balls. The colors are vivid and saturated and really nice. And I dyed the third or the first skein. So my skein is very long because I use the side of the table. Now it's much better, and compared to this, you can see the difference in color. So I think I will use this yarn to knit socks for my brother-in-law. I will knit them green and will use a stripe of this red on the cuff. And I'm also planning to make one sock toe with red, but the other will be in green. I think it will be nice. So much about yarn dyeing. Now I'm very happy with the colors, and that's a good way how to make them more colorful. If you have some boring colors, you could also use food coloring as well. Just add enough citric acid or vinegar and you will get it. And the colors will stay in the fabric, they will not wash out. I've tried it, it works. And as I had this skein I was showing you from Lana Grossa, here's the photo, I unskeined it and voila! Here are two pairs of socks for my father-in-law. He's size 46. Now it's not doomed. I am honored maybe to have friends whose feet are ranging from 41 for women and 45 and 46 for men. So I just knit giant sizes. It was this color. I expected it in fact to be a bit brighter because you know you had blue on one side and brown on the other side of the skein, and I somehow imagined that when they mix they will be brighter. In fact, they are very nice, but lighter than I had expected. And to add some charm, I had from Lana Grossa Mylan White Uni brown color. So for the toe section, it's not for the toe, it starts like higher up. I started knitting helical knitting and it gives a very nice gradient. You can't see the difference, but you can see that something is changing here and it gets a bit darker. And I think that's a very nice accent. However, he likes crazy socks just like me. They can have red toes. One can be completely different color from the other and it would be a pair for him. He loves like my jazz in making crazy things. So I think I will knit one more pair for him, but now in neon colors that I dyed myself. And I don't have enough of one color, but I have many tiny balls, so I will make stripy ones. So he gets two pairs and I'm done for the year. Rowan berry sweater. I didn't wash it, I just soaked it a bit in water and flattened it out because I wanted to check the length. It doesn't have much positive ease, but it's not tight. And I wanted it to have like shorter and smaller, just for this petite look. And it's very nice. I was struggling, I was telling you, because I wanted these lines to go into Raglan lines. But on the other hand, I was thinking, if I want to release a pattern or to make a pattern for you guys, it's very difficult to get into those lines if you're a different size than me. But knitting, making round yoke, completely round, not going into raglines, can be an option, because then you don't have to think about it. Because it's like a traditional like raglan division, 4 motifs on front and the back and 2 on the sleeves. And knitting here, I will show you, I will make a short video on how I knitted. Maybe my notes are enough for you to understand. But what I did, I'll just tell one sentence. I didn't do the same amount of increases on the sleeve and the body, because I've noticed for myself that I prefer narrower sleeves, not the traditional raglan width. And I will show you in a short video that I'm planning to film as well. From 100-gram ball, I have these 2 tiny balls left. So I will save them for some scrappy socks. I wanted to show you how it looks on me. I love like this geometry. As you saw in my calculations, I left 10 more stitches more on the front than on the back, because I wanted to do short rows and then you would increase on the sleeves. And the number of stitches would grow. However, I didn't do this because I was so careful not to lose the rhythm of the raglan lines. But now I'm quite confident with the raglan lines. And now I will do the German short rows. I do it a bit differently. It's similar, but a bit different. Because then, and I would not go to the front. I would stop only on the sleeve. So the sleeve grows a bit wider and the back grows. But the front stays the same because I think it's okay. I don't have to make it wider. Okay, and now I'm taking off the big needle and we are knitting it together. Wait. What have I made here? Okay, see you in a minute. And I will draw the pattern of the raglan line and will knit with you right now. Well, let's have a better look at the raglan line. Here I drew the picture so you can see. Here is the border, and from it we make increases for the sleeve. Then we have the lace. Where's my pencil? Then we have another border here, and then we have this V shaping, and here are the increases for the body. Let's knit. This loop is increases, but not yarn over like here, but you make from the yarn that is below, just the regular raglan increases. So here we are. So this is the stitch. So before it, we make an increase. We pick the strand that is below. Sorry for the noise if you hear some drilling. We're having some renovations in the bathroom. Okay, I made this one. Now I make the border. One knit. Now I knit 2 stitches of the lace motif, and here you can see this yarn over I've already knitted, and now I have to knit it 2 together. So I make yarn over and knit 2 together, yarn over, and knitting 2 together is done like this. You slip first stitch on the needle, knit the second stitch and slip it over, and then you have to knit 2 together again. This time you knit like this, so the first stitch is on top, making this border, and then you knit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, and let me count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, there's a mistake. 5, and then you make increases on both sides of the stitch. Here you grab the loop and twist, knit it, yes, knit it, and again there, and this is the increase for the body. Okay, now I have the front, maybe here's the back, and then I will show you again, but it will be like mirroring from the other side, okay? Okay, I've knitted to the next raglan line, and let's knit it together. Now we are starting from this side, going this way. Okay, make 1, knit 1, make 1. Make 1, knit 1, make 1. Then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 2 together, and you can see this is the border, so it means this stitch has to go on top of that like this. Yes. Then for this part I will knit from this one the same I did. 2 knit, yarn over, slip 1, knit 1, pull the slip stitch through, and the border, knit 1 and make 1. The lace pattern is not mirrored. The distribution of the motifs is mirrored, but the lace motif is not mirrored. And that's it. And you knit till you come again to this, on the back, on the front, repeat and repeat. And the second round, you knit everything as it is with no changes except the lace motif. And when I come to that moment, I will show you what to do here. So I finished the round for the lace motif. Look, the first 2 stitches I knitted, and then I made yarn over and knitted 2 together. Now we have to swap places. So now I will knit 2 together, make yarn over and knit 2 stitches. And 2 together is done differently than in the previous round. Now we go from here and knit 2 together. So the second stitch kind of goes on the first one. Okay, you will have it like this. So you will go from in here, knit, yarn over, and then to knit. That's it. And you will make no changes anywhere else except for this lace pattern. I hope it was clear. And my suggestion is, if you like it, use this raglan line only with fingering or lace yarn, because as it's so wide, and if you have thicker yarn, you will have fewer stitches here. So your raglan lines will start somewhere here and it will not look very nice. So they have to start here. It means you have to have more stitches in between the raglan lines. So you need thinner yarn. So let's try and knit that. I've got a question regarding my Acorn sweater, how it's made, the yoke. And here is the system. As you know, I didn't buy the pattern, I just got inspired. And here's my interpretation of it. I know, and you can see it's a bit different in the original pattern. So what I did, you can see I casted on the stitches, and then I had one slipped stitch and the pattern consisting of 2 stitches here. I don't remember actually how I did it. If you are really interested, I have somewhere a video. I saw a lady knitting like that. And I started increasing. I gave 1 stitch. It's a 1 stitch for the shoulders. Yes. And I added 1 stitch every round until I knitted, well, more than half of my desired height. Then you can see easily, so look, every round, and here I started knitting every other round. Well, not knitting, but making increases every other round. And when I came towards the end, I started in making increases on the 3rd round. 2 knit, 1 round with increases, 2 rounds knit, 1 with increases. Well, I think Junko Okamoto made all the increases on this part, and she didn't make increases on the body. And that's why she has lots of puckering here. Maybe that's her intention, I don't know. I personally don't like it, and I didn't like the bumps here. That's why I reduced the pattern of increases, so it gradually goes into nice shoulder line with no folds or puckering. And then I of course knew that it's not enough increases for the body. So you could see that I made increases here. 1 round of increases every 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Every 8 stitches. So as you can see, it's a big color work repeat like this. And you have to make sure you get the right amount of stitches because it's quite a lot of stitches for 1 repeat. And I made 1 line of increases, and then I added, you can see there's here, so I get the right amount of stitches for increases. Then I centered the color work, so the acorns I wanted to be in the center, and then I put markers how I should distribute the color work. I knitted it, And then I also, on the last round, you can't see, on the last round I added some more stitches. Let me see, 1 2 3 4 5 6. After every 8 stitches or 7, I added one more stitch to get the right width for the body. I found out that for myself it usually looks very beautiful when I add the missing stitches just before splitting for the sleeves. It doesn't get, I don't get any folds on my breasts and no folds on the back. And that's it. By the way, if you don't like this color work, you can use any other pattern or just use no pattern, just plain. That would also look nice. Some Japanese patterns on Pinterest, and there was mosaic color work when you knit two rounds or 2 rows with one color, and it had this. I've never done mosaic color work with 3 colors. I will put the picture how it looks originally. So and there were no explanations how to do. I always had the written text telling what to slip and what to knit, and here were only symbols. So at first it was a mess, and then I started to understand. Well, if you take the colors that are on the photo, it would be very nice to have a sweater like this, the front and the back knitted like this, and in the mustardy, just the sleeves in plain mustard with no pattern. It would remind of the 70s, and it looks nice. Oh, yesterday I was trying this out. I also found another pattern in Japanese, and there's lots of explanation. I don't understand anything, and the graphics is different from ours, so it will take a bit of time to decipher that. So much for today. See you later. This is all I had to tell you. I found a wonderful pattern on Instagram, and it's such a simple one, but it is put to a new level of aesthetics and beauty, and I want to show you this, but I will do it in the next video. Okay, I'll start knitting something, work on my raglan sweater, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.